Good morning and welcome. You're watching Times Now, and I want to begin this broadcast with a story that every single one of us who orders food or groceries online needs to pay attention to, because this isn't just about one company. This is about what you are eating. This is about what your children are consuming and who's keeping a check on it. Zepto, one of India's fastest growing commerce companies, has come under the scanner, and in a first, the Maharashtra FDA has suspended Zepto's license for a Dharavi warehouse because it violated some conditions. What are these conditions that it violated? So it was found that the conditions in this particular facility in Mumbai's Dharavi, it was absolutely shocking. What was found there? One, when inspectors went in, they found that there was fungal growth on packaged food. Then what did they find? They found out that the products were stored next to stagnant water. What else did they find? They also found that the floor was wet and unclean, and they found that cold storage was malfunctioning in this particular warehouse in Mumbai's Dharavi area. They also saw that expired items and fresh supplies were kept together. There was no segregation. My colleague Nilesh went to this particular warehouse and he's filed this report. Take a look.
If you are the one who is interested to order foods and food products online, then you need to be cautious, and this time extra one, because a recent raid done by the FDA had bring out some wrongdoings by online delivery partner, that is Zepto, and we have reached to one of the outlets which is situated here in Dharavi. Now, what we are learning through the FDA sources is that a raid was conducted by the department early on Saturday, and this came after a complaint was received by senior high officials into the department. Now, what was the complaint? The complaint was that the food products, the eateries that is being kept here into the spot does not follow any kind of guidelines nor any FDA norms. Now, various questions have emerged onto the same. Various observations were made, including that of fungal growth observed onto some food articles and products. You can see how the packets that are kept are open. That is not a very kind position for its consumption. And this is not just one visual that we can show, but multiple visuals. You can see how food products that are eatable are kept onto the floorings. Now, if you could just see the floorings, you can see how dense marks are seen here. Now, this premises is of Zepto. That is one of a very prominent online delivery partner. It is termed as Kiran Card Technologies Private Limited, also referred in an easy term as Zepto. That is known by all of us. You can see how the premises is not in a very kind position. I can literally smell foul smell is what I can see, and you can see, I'll just pan around my camera to show you visuals here also. You can see how dirt, filth and water is seen accumulated here. So these are the food products, the condition that they are kept in, and flies are what is seen here, insects are seen here. So these are the food products that we order online, that any individual orders online with intention that it would be delivered to them safely for their consumption. But the way these products are being stored here is somewhat questionable. You can see how packets and other food products are seen to be torn out and in a very bad condition, and similar picture is seen in this area also. A pungent smell is what we can smell into this area, and which is why many questions arises. We have staff members here. The manager is absconding as of now because the license has been cancelled. The facility has been terminated as of now. The senior managers are not at spot, and they are...
Now just pause for a moment and think. If this is what is happening at just one warehouse, what about others? So while the company says that they're taking steps to fix all the lapses that have been found, the question is, shouldn't this have been caught earlier? Who's accountable? And how safe is our food really? The FDA has made it clear that Zepto's license for this hub in Dharavi is suspended until further notice. Inspections may be carried out at other warehouses too. My colleagues Nilesh, Dharani and Shomit are joining us. I want to go across to Nilesh because he was there at that particular warehouse where the inspection was carried out, after which the license was suspended. Nilesh, what are you hearing from the FDA? Because this story has sent shockwaves. While this is about one warehouse, there are questions now many are asking. What if such conditions are also in other places? Will this also lead to a larger audit?
Well, yes, absolutely, and that is the question that at moment every consumer is asking who deliver food products online. And at moment I am present at that particular spot itself where the FDA raid took place early on Saturday, and after which the license was cancelled. And you can see behind me is a wooden door that has been shut as we had reached out to hear they say again. And now I hope our viewers are not having their breakfast, because the visuals that we are presenting here outside this premises is also many questions arising, giving the perspective that the filth that is spread in here, the condition that the food products have been stored outside the premises is what is concerning. And this was also highlighted by the FDA officials who had raided out the premises, that how food products were stored in a very unhygienic condition.
I want you to stay with us, Nilesh, because as you bring us this reality check, let me also go across to my colleague Dharani, who is in Chennai. Dharani, you have some consumers with you who possibly on a daily basis use these apps. What is their take on what has happened in one particular warehouse of Zepto in Dharavi?
Well, of course, we are being joined by a couple of customers. In fact, one customer has faced, an uncomfort from the side of Zepto itself, and he's going to share his ordeal with us. Sir, when you placed this particular order in Zepto, what exactly happened? Can you share your experience with us?
Can I talk in English or Tamil? English. Okay, what happened now? I ordered rice. So they brought the bag drenched in rain. So I returned it. So they have taken it back. After some days, I ordered the same rice. They supplied the same bag which was drenched in water. So when I opened, I saw this is a condition.
This was the condition of the rice, drenched.
This is the condition of drenched rice, supplied again repeatedly. The same rice, they have cheated me. What I have returned, the same rice they supplied to me and taken the money. When I complained, they are not at all bothered. I have sent the photo, mail, everything, but they are not all bothered. After some days, they said they will return the money. They have sent one note stating that they returned. But that money also I have not got it. Repeatedly, when I am sending mail,
there are consumers today who are raising concerns, and these are concerns that must be taken into note. Shomit, before I come to you, let me also welcome our guests. Has issued a statement. They have said, and I quote, that we take hygiene seriously. We are conducting a full internal audit and we'll work with officials to comply fully. But that seems to be an afterthought. The bigger concern here is, was your food being stored in unhygienic conditions all this while? And if this story is making you uncomfortable, it should, because when you order online, you expect convenience, but you also expect cleanliness, safety and compliance. We know that there was a minister of Maharashtra, Yogesh Kadam, who personally alerted officials, and the inspection team didn't just stop at one rack or shelf. They checked everything in that particular hub. The problem, you may ask, because this isn't an isolated incident, there is a bigger systemic question to be asked. Are 10-minute delivery models being built at the cost of food safety? Are companies rushing to deliver but cutting corners on quality storage and regulations? And where does the customer fit into this entire race? We're going to track this story. We want to hear from you. Do call us in. Do let us know, what do you think? What about accountability? That's the larger question. Let's bring in our guests who are joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Mahesh Zagare, who's the former Mumbai Food Commissioner, who is with us. Mr. Zagare, let me ask you first up, when something like this comes to the fore, from your experience, how serious are these violations and what is the next step that a consumer can take in this regard?
See, this is very serious issue, and as per the Nilesh's report and report what you are submitting filing, it appears that this is the reactive kind of action, that a minister received a complaint and on the basis of complaint, this was investigated. had there been no complaint or had there been no pressure from the minister, this probably would have passed on and the consumers would have continued to be suffer. See, one thing one must remember, that this country has given a very robust internationally compliant law about the food safety and its standards in 2000, which is in implementation from 2011 onwards. Very robust law, very stringent provisions, and machinery to implement this law right from the central level, that Food Safety and Standards Authority, to the food safety commissioners in every state. And the food safety commissioner has to be of the rank of the secretary as a senior officer. Now, this is not the failure of Zepto at all. This is the failure of the food safety commissioner and the heads of the institutions like concerned food safety officer should roll down. Now, why this situation is there? The law says that the food safety officer of that area should visit all such facilities as much as possible, or frequently he should visit and see that the compliance. Now, what is the law? Law says that from the farm to plate, all the activities like, say, sourcing of raw material, transportation, processing, wholesale, retail, everything is checked. And there is a set of rules, a number of very good rules that say that no, anything wrong should not go to the plate of a consumer. Now, this is the failure of the food safety commissioner himself. He should be suspended. That is what it is. Otherwise, it is not going to stay there. Now, what is supposed to be done? There are three important things. Let me tell you what they are there. First thing is that they have to go frequently there as per the conditions of license and check whether the conditions are complied with or not. What are the conditions? Hygiene. Number two, product quality. And number three, first in, first out. That is FIFO. And then they have to also get the reports from the facility about the quality of the thing, which is tested from the laboratory, which are accredited by the Food Safety and Standards Authority. Second and most important is that, like we file every year, income tax returns, here also the law says that the returns are to be filed by these facilities every year.
Mr. Zagade, you are putting the onus on the food safety officials and also officials of the FDA. That's another aspect of the story. Mr. Maninder Singh, thank you so much for waiting on and for joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Maninder Singh is the CEO and founder of CEF Group. Now, does this incident, Mr. Singh, reflect a bigger problem in the quick commerce ecosystem?
Yes, definitely. You're absolutely right. Because see, when we make any system in the country, we must also debate about what are the plus and minus of that system that we are trying to build in place. So it has become a fashion or a fad today in all the urban households about the quick delivery. But the question is that, was there ever a check and balance on that? Were the citizens of the country ever told about what they should follow and what they should not follow over the quick delivery methodologies? Were the companies which are doing this, be it Zepto or Blinkit or any other company, are they made to follow any norms which are further checked by any regulatory bodies? So that's a big question. So there is no law which is implemented at ground, be it from the food safety department, be it from the policymakers, or be it from the state or central governments pertaining to health and safety of the consumer. The consumer is totally having no knowledge about what is coming to the plate. If it is coming at his house, packaged nicely, it looks good, that is what he knows, because he's not a food expert and he will go with whatever is coming. All in all, if you see, this entire industry has become anti-health industry. So what we have been moving on is basically to promote chemicals in every form of food, whether it is food growth, whether it is supply, or whether it is bringing the same on your plate.
So if
this facilities and pictures.
Yes, so if we just take into account what you're saying, Mr. Singh, and also what Mr. Zagade has said, one, the buck cannot just stop with the company. Like Mr. Zagade mentioned that on one hand, it is also authorities in the FDA. The regulators must also ensure stringent checks and nothing should pass their, the lengths of their regulations. And number two, there is a larger question on how is health being compromised for the sake of convenience, for the sake of fad. Now, these are the takeaways from what both of you have told us. My colleague Shomit is also with us, and he has another aspect of the story that he wants to bring to light. Shomit, you're reporting from Hyderabad. You're telling us about how some members, part of this particular company which is in the dock, have brought, to light the concerning working conditions as well. Tell us more about it.
Well, that's true. See, our colleague Nilesh has explained how in the Dharavi store there was a very unhygienic condition. We are right now reporting from one of the stores in the Hyderabad city. So, trouble brewing for the Zepto. Clearly, we can say that because there are reportedly Zepto has closed 44 caves, is what we are given to understand. At the same time, the workers at the Ramantapur Zepto store in the Hyderabad city, which is also, one of the biggest stores, is what we are told. So even at that store, the workers who are the delivery workers, even they have given the call for the protest, and it's been more than 10 days, is what even the general secretary of that association has told us, and at the same time he has stated that mainly the low and inconsistent wages per the delivery rate has been drastically reduced. And that is one of the main demands, is what the workers have, raised for, and at the same time, unreasonable work pressure and safety risks. So basically, they have even written the letter to the Telangana Labour Department to intervene into this matter, and also they have written the letter to the CEO of the Zepto. So we'll have to wait and see whether they'll call off the protest, whether Zepto will intervene, whether Labour Department will intervene, and whether the Labour Department will take any call, or whether the Zepto itself will take any call. Even because there are clearly. The Zepto workers have alleged that the working condition in the Zepto stores are not good, and even few IDs are blocked by the
two aspects of this story, and I'd like to thank our guests who came in and who joined us and gave us their perspective on this story. The other question that many are asking is, can consumers legally hold companies accountable if they have consumed products that were stored in the most unhygienic way? What about the rights of the consumers? With that, it's time for us to take a short commercial break, but we'll be back with more news and updates. Stay with us.